has no end to his energy. This is the fourth event he's done today. He's on his way in. He's going to be talking here after midnight. This guy has no end to his energy. Where's Hillary Clinton? What's she doing? She's probably sobering up right now. And what a crowd we've got. You know, every time we have one of these, Donald Trump complains and he says, how come they're not showing pictures of this crowd? Well, I'm going to tell you, let me describe it in case they don't show it. This crowd stretches from wall to wall, it stretches from front to rear, and it goes out in the back. And earlier in the day, it was going miles out. We had 9,000 people total here today. And everybody who's here is here because Donald Trump is about to become the greatest president in American history. Now, his opponent, Hillary Clinton, wants to run the most greedy and depraved and corrupt government that this country has ever seen. Lock her up. Amen. If you look at what has happened to the Department of Justice and to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, now I don't want to tell you that there aren't really fine agents and attorneys in those organizations. But at the very top, at the pinnacle, there is utter, disgusting corruption like we have never seen in our lifetimes in America. I want you all to think about the Clinton Global Initiative, their foundation. Now, earlier in the year, there was talk about the Trump Foundation. The Trump Foundation has about $1 million, roughly. It's petty cash. It doesn't have a single employee there. It's a very small foundation. I want you to understand the difference between that and the Clinton Foundation. Remember, his was $1 million in the foundation. Hers was $2 billion. Now, let me put this in perspective. $2 billion is 2,000 million dollars. Her foundation is 2,000 times the size of Donald Trump's little foundation. You talk about corruption. She sells American foreign policy to Saudi Arabia, to every stinking tyrant on the face of the globe. And I'm going to tell you something else. In the Middle East, we have fought wars. We went into Libya. Why'd we go into Libya? Because of Hillary Clinton. We went into Syria. Why'd we go in there? Because of the Clinton Foundation. We went into Yemen, where nobody even questions that war is totally a war crime from beginning to end. Why did we go in there? Because of the Clinton Foundation. I'm going to tell you what, I have proudly worn the dress blues of the United States Marine Corps. And I never expected to see Marines being sold as mercenaries to the tyrants and dictators of the Middle East. And Trump is going to put an end to it once and for all. Earlier today, I spoke with a lovely Iraqi Christian woman and her husband here, and they're totally behind. Oh, okay, there you are. You're still here. You've hung in there. And we talked about the Christians throughout the Middle East. And I'm going to tell you, there was a time the United States was respected, not only in the Middle East, but all through the world. We were respected. Today we are feared. We are dreaded. People don't know. If you're a friend of the United States, you're distrusted. It's changed. There was a time, all of us, we could have traveled, we could have gone to see the pyramids, we could have gone all over the Middle East. People would love us. Today, they despise us, not because of who we are as Americans, but because of the government of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, and they hate it. They absolutely hate it. And I will tell you that tonight, as we are here in this room, throughout the Middle East, in every country, the Christians in the Middle East are on their knees praying that Donald Trump becomes the President of the United States. Now, you just had Rick Santorum in here, a great American. And last year, there were 3 of us Americans. It's a very short list. Rick Santorum was on it, and I was on it. The head of the CIA agency in Afghanistan was on it. And the 3 of us were named the enemies of ISIS. And I was asked by the press, they said, "Is it true? Are you really an enemy of ISIS?" And I said, "You bet I am. I am an enemy of ISIS." And I'll tell you something else. If I'm an enemy of ISIS, Trump is their worst nightmare. You know, I served as a Marine officer in Vietnam, and I fought, and I bled, and my radio men died right beside me fighting for a good and a decent nation that put America first. I want to give you a couple of the names, because we had 35 men killed in one day, and then we had others killed shortly thereafter. My chief radio man, Corporal Henry Smith, out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He died right beside me. We were trying to relieve an outpost of Marines who were surrounded, and Henry Smith was supposed to be catching a plane home that day. He caught the plane home, but he was riding in a casket. There was another guy, it was his first time out, a Lance Corporal by the name of Dennis Wargo out of Clarington, Pennsylvania. And I'm going to guarantee you that if they could stand here before you today, they would say, "We got to bring in Pennsylvania for Donald Trump." You know, I always hate it when I hear liberals and they're speaking for military people. They say, "Oh, you know what? I know we're doing a loathsome, despicable, terrible thing, but it's our freedom." And these people fought and died for it. Well, I always want to be here because they're dead, and I want to give you testimony that there is not one single American serviceman or woman who has ever died for the cause of globalism and liberalism and fighting for Al-Qaeda and all this other filthy stuff that's going on today. One of the other folks who died in this battle with us was a kid named Gary Martini. He was out of Lexington, Virginia. If Gary Martini were here today, he would be the 23rd Medal of Honor winner who would be standing behind Donald Trump, because he won the Medal of Honor charging repeatedly into the enemy lines. And I will guarantee you, as sure as I stand here today, Gary Martini would be backing Donald Trump and saying, bring America back. This is not the America that I fought for. I fought for a better America, an America that was decent, that was honorable, an America that was that stood for the people, an America that didn't ship its jobs and its factories overseas to foreign countries. So we're going to come back. Finally, I just want to wrap up, and I want to tell you, I've got 14 grandchildren, and I love them all. And I'll tell you, I would sacrifice my life, and I would sacrifice the lives of my family to defend this nation. But I do not want one of my children sent off to fight wars because the global initiative of the Clinton Foundation has sold out and gotten paid millions of dollars to use Americans as mercenary troops overseas. So God bless you. Let's put America first. Let's elect Donald Trump on Tuesday. We can do it. We're going to change this nation. We're going to put America first. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Trump come out and speak tonight. We got some good news, some real good news. He is on his way. So let's get excited. We got one more speaker. Mr. Dave LaRock's going to come out. He's going to be our last speaker for us, and then Mr. Trump should just about be here. So let's get excited. Let's get prepared for tonight. Thanks, guys, for coming out and being patient.
Holy jeepers, there's a lot of people here tonight. I'm glad they let you in out of the cold a little bit. There's probably a good-sized crowd out there as well, too. Well, thanks for coming out tonight. What a great bunch of people, giving up your time, traveling here from, where are you guys from? Loudoun County? Anybody here from Loudoun? That's a couple. How about Clark County? Anybody here from Clark County? Ooh, Frederick County. All right, good guys. All right, West Virginia. All right, you guys are great. Maryland? Wait a minute, I didn't know Maryland was part of the United States of America. Just kidding, great to have you guys here. Great crowd, thanks for coming. Well, I serve as a state delegate. I go down to Richmond for a couple months during the winter, and we make laws. Hopefully we get rid of some laws now and then, but we try to stand up for the things that make America great. I got to confess to you guys, maybe I am not in the right crowd here. I have a Hillary Clinton bumper sticker on my car. Is that all right with you guys? You know, I'm really feeling kind of guilty about it. Let me tell you what it says. It says, send Hillary to jail. Is that all right? All right. You know, I get a lot of thumbs up for that, you know, and I think, I looked at that bumper sticker before I put it on my car, and I said, do I mean it? And I thought to myself, I wouldn't put that on there if I didn't mean it. You guys hear the news. You read what's going on, the things that she's gotten away with because the Justice Department won't stand up and do the right thing. It's absolutely amazing. Well, again, welcome to Loudoun County. I live in this area. I actually rode my bike here. You believe that, you guys? I didn't have to stand in line like all of you. Sorry about that. But I live just around the corner. You're in the 33rd House District, so welcome here. I'm glad that we got so many great people out here to welcome Donald Trump. Teach them that here in Loudoun County, we appreciate a good candidate, a man that stands up for his country in a time of need. Well, I'm a businessman like him, and I've run for office. And when I've run for office, boy, I've seen what they throw at you. They pull out the most dirty, filthy, rotten stuff. They embarrass you. They attack you in every way they can. And it's not easy. But what they've done to Donald Trump, I think, only really proves one thing. They throw that stuff at him, and he gets right back up like a champion. Can you imagine that? I mean, the man has really got some stamina. He has got some stamina. I'm also a builder by trade. I build things. I like to fix things. I like to see things running right, working the way they should. I see that in Donald Trump. I think what Donald Trump sees is something that's broken. He can fix it. He knows he can fix it. He has the courage. He has the will. And if we give him the chance, he's going to do that. He's going to look at powerful people in the face and tell them no when it's time to say no. He's going to make tough decisions. He's going to do the right thing. And I think he's going to do it for the right reason, because he cares about this generation. He cares about the next generation. That's the right reason, isn't it, folks? Unlike his opponent, I think Donald Trump appreciates and respects the working people of America. I can't say that about his opponent. Donald Trump is ready to go to work for us. Is anybody here ready to go to work for Donald Trump? Ready to give him his vote? It's almost here, you guys. It's just a matter of hours, a matter of hours. Well, you know, like how many hours is it? We got a mathematician here. It's a couple of days, and we're going to know who wins this. He's picked a great vice president. We've had some really good governors here in Virginia, but Hillary Clinton picked one of the worst governors we've ever had. He's a scoundrel. While he was out campaigning, telling people he wouldn't raise taxes, he was planning his first tax increase. That makes him very compatible with Hillary Clinton, because he's a serial liar just like she is. Mike is a seasoned warrior. I believe that Donald Trump and him together will make a powerful team. I'm counting on that. I really am. I've got to say, one of the things that really won me over to Donald Trump is I'm a family man. I have 7 children. I know I don't look anywhere near old enough to have 7 children, do I? I have 11 grandchildren. That's counting 2 that are in the oven. I got a letter inviting me to be part of the Trump Virginia Pro-Life Coalition. And, you know, I'm pretty serious about that. I really am very serious about that. I got the call, I looked at the letter, and when I saw the statement in that letter, and I saw at the bottom of it a promise from Mike Pence and Donald Trump saying that they would make the unborn a priority in their administration, it affected me. I take that seriously. When I read the 4 promises in this letter, the 4 promises are to solidify the Hyde Amendment, to defund Planned Parenthood, to pass the 20-week pain-capable Unborn Child Protection Act, and the fourth one, can you guess what it is? Appoint pro-life Supreme Court justices. Man, I'm glad that matters to you guys, because it really matters to me. Now think about that pro-life Supreme Court justices, because when you appoint justices that respect the Constitution of the United States, they're going to be the same justices that respect life, liberty, our God-given rights, and that is the kind of leadership that we need. Those are the kind of men that we need interpreting the laws that our Congress makes, not changing them, not making their own set of laws. They're going to respect the First Amendment rights to free speech. They're going to respect religious liberty. They're going to respect the Second Amendment, property rights, you name it. I don't even want to talk about what's going to happen if we elect Hillary Clinton. These people don't understand the Constitution, much less respect it. Lock her up. Go for it, you guys. You really think that they should lock her up? Now, wait a minute. She wants to be our commander-in-chief, and yet she couldn't protect a few people at an embassy of the United States. She wants to protect the entire United States of America. Is that utterly ridiculous? I mean, that's ridiculous. Here's a woman that thinks that you scrub a server with a rag, and she wants to be trusted with the highest level decisions in the United States of America. Is that ridiculous? I mean, it's an insult to your intelligence, isn't it? Folks, I think Donald Trump is ready to take us down the right path. I really do. Donald Trump is ready to provide us with the unwavering leadership that we need in America to go forward, to be a country that is respected on the national stage, to restore our economy, to help to create jobs. No, not to create jobs, because government doesn't create jobs. But he's going to empower businesses to create jobs, decent quality jobs, good paying jobs. That's what Donald Trump is all about. He knows how to do it. I trust that he does. Folks, one last question. Do you think that Donald Trump is ready to take the helm of this nation? I do too. I really, deep down in my heart, I believe that. The question is, are we going to give him the chance? I know you are. As Rick Santorum said, get out there and remind some people to come out to vote. Put another sign in your yard if there's not there, 2 or 3 there already. And thank you for taking your time coming here on this cool Virginia fall evening. God bless you guys, and thanks again.
Donald J. Trump. Come on, Loudoun County. Woo! I love it. What a basket of deplorables we have here tonight. Wow. My name is John Whitbuck. I am the chairman of the Republican Party of Virginia, and it's my honor to address you tonight. We have a loaded group of speakers to come out and talk about the man himself, who, by the way, we hear is in the air on his way from Pennsylvania and should be here very soon. So, our first speaker that we're going to bring out tonight is a strong activist from the Shenandoah Valley. Her husband serves in our state Senate. She's been around politics in Virginia for decades, and she's a fighter, and she's 100% behind Donald Trump for president. Suzanne Obenshane, will you come on up?
Hello, Loudoun County. Are you ready to elect Donald Trump? Let's get excited. I want to tell you all some great news. I just saw Donald Trump leave Pennsylvania, and he will be in the Commonwealth in a few minutes. Let's get excited. I am honored and privileged to be here with you tonight because I have been on board with Donald Trump when he was nominated to be our presidential Republican candidate. We are here tonight because we are here to elect a great Republican. He is going to be our next president because of you. We need to go out the next few days and make sure that we get everybody out to the polls. The college students, who are college students here tonight? You can make the difference. I became an activist in 1980 with Ronald Reagan. I worked for Ronald Reagan in 1984. We made a difference in 1984, and we're going to make a difference again this year. Let's go out and nominate and elect Donald Trump as our next president of the United States of America. Thanks for being here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would remove your hats, we are going to sing the national anthem. Mr. Tom Lloyd, will you come up and lead us in the national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of Mr. Trump's foreign policy advisors, Mr. Waleed Ferris. Waleed, come on up.
Hello, Virginia. There is a very important reason for why on November the 8th we want to elect Donald Trump as the next President of the United States. We have been attacked as Americans for too long, for 8 years, in California, in Florida, in many places. It is time now for a new administration to reverse the process, to defeat the jihadists, to win the war on terror. For many years, as Mr. Trump has been saying, for many years, we have not been able to win anymore. ISIS has been able to take over in Iraq, in Syria, in Libya, in many, many countries. Iran is seizing Iraq, and we are withdrawing. We are withdrawing from the Middle East, from Africa, and we are even withdrawing our national security here at home. It has to stop. By electing Donald Trump as the next president, our foreign policy is going to be taken a different direction. No more joking with Iran. They're not going to arrest our soldiers and sailors anymore. And when we begin the campaign in Iraq and in Syria, we win them, and we win them fast, and we win them decisively. So join me and join millions of voters across the land in casting the most important ballot of the century and to elect Donald Trump as our next president. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Next up, please welcome a power couple, if there ever was one, in Northern Virginia. First of all, we're very pleased to have former Congressman Tom Davis, a man who knows a little something about elections in Virginia, and his wonderful wife, Senator Jean Marie Davis. Come on up, y'all.
Thank you very much. You forgot to mention that I left Congress undefeated and unindicted, and we're very proud of that. Look, we had another candidate in the Republican primary, but what we see together with the Supreme Court at stake, the Senate at stake, the presidency at stake, we have all wings of the party flapping in the same direction. We're going to go on to victory in November. Let's get out there on November 8th.
Well, Tom and I were driving over this evening and sitting in all that traffic. We were listening to those political pundits, I hate to say, on CNN. Boo. It's important to understand what the opposition is saying. But I was intrigued when they were talking about how women are more than 52%, about 52, 54% of the vote, but women aren't voting for Donald Trump. Are there any women here? And they also said that college-educated people, white college-educated people, were not voting for Trump. Did any of you graduate from college? There you go. Well, I'm a white, female, college-educated individual, and I am voting for Donald Trump. You know, I just want to tell you a brief story. I was asked, John Whitbeck had another obligation, so I was on a local political show on News Channel 8 with Susan Swecker, who's the chairman of the Democratic Party of Virginia. Don't worry, I won that debate. Yeah. But you know, she was really talking about character, And then she said, you know, Republicans are so pessimistic. They don't think America's great. And we Democrats, we know America's great. And then it was my turn to speak, and I said, well, that's really fascinating. American students used to be #1 in the world. Now we're number 17. We have Obamacare. We have ISIS. We have Iran. We have Iraq. We have Russia. I said, I guess if I were a Democrat, I wouldn't want to talk about the issues either. It's time for a change in America. We've had 8 years that have brought America lower than we've ever seen it. And we want to be great again, and that's why we need to work very hard to help Donald Trump be elected on Tuesday. Thanks so much for being here.
How many of you out there have already voted for Mr. Trump? How many of you are voting on Tuesday? Well, to help us get fired up for that, we have one of my favorite people in the Commonwealth, former Secretary of Health of the Commonwealth under the Governor George Allen, Kay Cole James.
Look at you! You little adorable deplorables. Are we ready to make Virginia red again? Yeah. Well, you had a college-educated white woman, now you got a college-educated black one. Let me see a show of hands of all the college-educated women that are supporting Donald Trump. Take that, media. I'm here tonight to do a couple of things. I vowed last night that I was going to wear red every day up until the election because we're going to turn Virginia red again. I have a couple of questions for you. How many of you are here tonight because you believe in limited government? I want to hear it from the folks out there who believe in a strong national defense. Let me hear it from the people out there who believe in religious liberty. How many of my friends out there want to stand with me and protect the Second Amendment? Okay, here's an easy one. Who out there wants to see Donald Trump build that wall? Absolutely. How many of you want to see that built because we think this is a country worth protecting? How many of you are concerned about our education and what we are producing out of the failure factories in this country and want to see our educational systems reform? Will you stand up tonight for education? How many of you want to see this country return to a high regard for the value, the dignity, and the sanctity of human life? I am convinced that Tuesday is not just about electing the next president of the United States. But Tuesday is about what course this country is on. What is our trajectory and what kind of country are we going to be? We are fighting for the heart and soul of America. And just like our founders said, as they signed the Declaration of Independence, with a firm reliance, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortune, and our sacred honor. It's going to take the same thing to maintain our liberty as it took to get it. It's going to take hard work. Rallies are great, people. And I think it says a lot about how much you love this country that you are willing to be here on a Sunday night, almost Monday morning. But we're willing to do it because we love this nation and we will fight for her. So here's what I want you to do. I am one of the people that has the audacity to believe in the power of prayer. So people, I want you on your knees. I want you praying. I want you to be begging God for his guidance and his protection for this nation. Can we count on you for that? And then when you get up off your knees, I want you to go to work. Because you see, we got to pray and we got to row. So I want you up at 5 a.m. at the polling places. I want you to make sure that every neighbor, every family member, every church member, everybody you know casts a vote as though the life of this country depends on it, because it does. And this country deserves great leadership. This country deserves Donald Trump and Mike Pence at the leadership level. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have known great leadership here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. You know, when people say, what did you do in Virginia? I don't just say, I was your Secretary of Health. I say, I was George Allen's Secretary of Health. We know what principled leadership looks like because we experienced it here in the Commonwealth. I cannot introduce George Allen to you because you know him oh so well. I first knew him as boss, and now I know him as friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to present to you, not introduce, my former boss and now very close friend, George Allen.
All right, Patriots, y'all ready to win? That's great. I know there's a lot of folks here from all over Virginia, maybe a few from West Virginia, Maryland. At any rate, the fact that all of y'all are out here on a Sunday night, Sunday morning and Monday morning as well, shows that you want to see this country, America, to become a land of opportunity for all, based upon their own hard work and ingenuity. The Donald Trump campaign is talking about making America great again for all Americans. Now, I grew up in a football family, and in fact, we're here in Loudoun County, which is the home of the Washington Redskins. And with all of the issues, serious issues facing our country, what does Secretary Clinton say about the Redskins? That they ought to change their name. Her and those politically correct elites are wrong. Beat Clinton rather than Dallas. But I want to talk about serious issues. because this election's about choices. Tom Davis mentioned earlier he was for another candidate in the nomination in the intra-squad scrimmages. I was for Marco Rubio. He didn't win. Donald Trump won. He had the support of more people than any other person running. I'm one who grows up on a team that once you figure out who's starting for your team, you don't heckle them from the dugout. You get behind. You work with them to help their ideas succeed for the people of your state and our country. Indeed, I'd like to ask you some questions on issues. How many of you have seen what your new health insurance is going to be in the future? Raise your hands. Yeah, your reaction's the same as Susan and mine. We see that our premiums are going way up, and we're actually getting less insurance because there's higher copays and higher deductions. Donald Trump says that he will repeal and replace Obamacare to make it more affordable with more competition and choice. Most Americans, I think, agree with that idea. If we want to make America great again, we need to make America more competitive again internationally. Ronald Reagan, when he was president in 1986, reformed the tax code, lowered the taxes on businesses, and made America more competitive. Donald Trump wants to reduce the taxes on businesses, large, medium, and small. We have the highest taxes in the world on businesses. That doesn't make America great. It doesn't make us more competitive. And Donald Trump will make sure that America is a great place to open and start and thrive as a business competing internationally. Folks, we're in the Commonwealth of Virginia, which is the birthplace of America. We're a representative democracy. Too much policy is now being made by unelected, unaccountable bureaucracies. Donald Trump wants to rein in these unelected bureaucrats. We need to rethink the red tape. We did that when I was governor, and we eliminated 71% of the regulations in Virginia. That needs to be done at the federal level, and Donald Trump will do it. And finally, on energy, Donald Trump thinks our coal and oil and natural gas are a blessing, not a curse. And he wants to see America producing affordable, reliable electricity and fuels and not be in any way vulnerable to hostile outside dictatorships. And he'll appoint men and women to the bench who understand their role is to apply the law, not invent the law. So for all those reasons and many others, we need to unite our team for Donald Trump and Mike Pence. They will help all Americans compete and succeed, make our country great again, and most importantly, let's get America winning again, and it starts right here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we've been hearing a lot about Virginia being a blue state. But did you know? Yeah, it's ridiculous. Did you know that in the 2016 primary, which was won by Donald J. Trump here in Virginia, more voters showed up to vote in our primary in March on Super Tuesday than in the history of the Commonwealth for any primary, Democrat or Republican? And one of the people that's been helping us out with this is my good friend and our next speaker, Lieutenant Governor Oliver North. Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North.
All right. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Well, I brought a document with me here tonight. See this? It's the Constitution of the United States of America. What are the first three words of this Constitution? We the people. Okay. Who is it that's going to hold Hillary Clinton accountable for all the crimes that she's committed? We the people. That's just exactly what happened today. When the FBI director said, "Oh, I can't do anything about the problems," We're not going to deal with it, but I'll tell you who can. We, the people. Think about it. The government institutions that are supposed to hold people accountable aren't doing it. When the Benghazi committee won't hold Hillary Clinton accountable, it's up to we, the people. When the IRS won't hold Hillary accountable, it's up to we, the people. When the White House won't hold Hillary accountable, it's up to we, the people. When the media, and I'm part of the media, when the media won't hold Hillary accountable, it's up to we, the people. All of this means that that Constitution to which I swore an oath to support and defend with my life and the lives of my Marines, and that I go out seas covering all the time for Fox News, they deserve a commander-in-chief who's not going to kowtow to foreign potentates, who's not going to bend over backwards to apologize for America, who's going to make America great again. And that's up to we, the people. We, the people, are going to have to do this. We, the people, are going to have to turn out and vote. If the institutions of our government aren't going to hold her accountable, we, the people, can do it. And I suggest to you that the best way to make that happen is on Tuesday morning, everyone here goes out and finds 10 other people who aren't here, couldn't even get in the door tonight, to make sure that the voice of the people are heard. And the only people who can make that happen are we, the people. God bless you, and thank you for being here tonight.
All right, we have a very, very special guest next. Coming to the stage right now to talk to us is the governor of Oklahoma, Mary Fallin.
Hello, Virginia and Maryland and everyone else that's here. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Do you know what time it is? It is almost midnight. It is a Sunday night, and we have true American patriots that love this nation, that is out here to take our nation back and to make America great again. This is truly, it's a remarkable sight. And there are still lines of people that wish they could have got in here tonight. So thank you all. I can't thank you enough for being here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that this is probably one of the most, if not the most, important elections this nation has ever faced. We have basically two candidates, one with a vision that believes that you're not smart enough to make decisions for yourself. And her name is Hillary. She believes that the bigger the government, the more they can help you make decisions for your life. She believes that you don't pay enough in taxes. Is there anyone here that wants to pay more in taxes? She believes that you don't know how to protect your own families, and so we probably need to tighten up our gun laws. Does anybody want the gun laws tightened up? She believes that you're not even smart enough to make your own decisions about your health care. Now, on the other side, we have the opportunity to vote for a man that's ran a business, that's employed people, that's created jobs. He knows what it's like to have to make a profit. He knows what it's like to have to balance a budget, which, by the way, Congress doesn't know how to do. He knows what it's like to help provide for families. And this man has a vision for Oklahoma, Oklahoma and Virginia and Maryland and everywhere else tonight. But this man has a vision for America to make America great again. Now, this man believes that we should give the middle class a tax break. Anybody in here want a tax break? This man believes, Mr. Trump believes, we should be bringing our jobs back to America, and we can't do that if we have the highest corporate tax rate in the world. He's going to fix it. This man also knows that we face threats from across the world, and this man's going to build back our military. For all of our veterans that are out there, all veterans, will you just raise your hand? Thank you for your service to our great nation. We appreciate you. And of course, we all know that Donald Trump says he's going to take care of our veterans because they deserve the honor and respect for sacrificing their life for our freedoms in our nation. So thank you, veterans. Now, Donald Trump also knows how important it is that we build back our economy, and I know Virginia's got some great natural resources. I just heard the former governor mention it. But he has an energy plan. You know, to me, I come from a state that has great natural resources also with oil and gas, and for the life of me, I can't understand why we don't think America should produce its own energy instead of buying it from foreign countries that don't even like America half the time. We can create jobs and revenue and opportunity with our American energy resources, and Donald Trump will do that with us. He's also going to make sure that we live in a safe nation. He's going, as we know, to build a wall. And he's going to make sure that we know who's in our nation. That when people come in and out, we're going to know who that is. Now, I got to tell you something. I'm a governor, and so as a governor, I have the great honor and opportunity to be a commander-in-chief of my National Guard. And I appreciate our men and women who serve in our National Guard. Do we have any National Guard members that are here? Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. So for me as a commander-in-chief, it's a great honor, it's a great responsibility when we come into buildings like this with our National Guard, and we bring them in to send them off to go fight for our freedoms so we can gather like this and have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the right to assemble. All right. So let me just tell you this. So as a commander-in-chief, if you have a member who's a spouse, a wife or a husband, or a son or a daughter, would you trust Hillary Clinton to be the commander-in-chief of your loved one? I wouldn't either. So as a governor, I also make appointments to our boards and commissions, and I have an application they fill out if they want to serve in some type of position. And on that application it says, have you ever been under investigation? Have you ever been convicted of a felony? So if I got an application from Hillary Clinton, what do you think I would do with it? Probably go on my trash can. All right. Well, I think we are almost there for our guy to be here. So I'm going to wrap it up, but I want to tell you this. Come next Tuesday, we need you to call every one of your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, whoever you work with, you go to church with, whatever it might be. Tell them to get out and vote. This is about the future of our nation, and next Tuesday, we're going to send a signal that America is not for sale, and that America is going to be great again. Thank you, and God bless all of you.
How would y'all like to hear from Laura Ingraham? Well, we got her. She's here. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura Ingraham.
Hey, everybody. How are you? Oh, boys, it's fun. Is it a little cold in here, or did Hillary just walk in? Oh, hi, Mrs. Clinton. Oh, sorry, I just dropped a classified document. It's okay on the floor, isn't it? I want to say, first of all, that you are a magnificent people. Now, you know, you hear that a lot, right? Oh, you're great, you're great. But you really are a wonderful, patient, patriotic, generous, hardworking, faithful, compassionate. Do you think I use other people's jokes? No, there certainly is a lot of deplorable stuff happening in this country, sadly, in the world. And this is our chance. They had their chance. And they blew it. You know, a year ago, no one thought this was probable, possible, likely. No one thought that this movement was going to go anywhere. I remember for my radio show, which is on in just a few hours, by the way, that I remember watching some folks on TV and they were saying, well, you know, Trump's going to drop out by October. And then I heard in February that Trump was going to peak at 32%, and then he was going to be out. And then I heard he's never going to be the nominee. And we heard that, well, oh my gosh, he could never, you know, win a state like Virginia. And you know, these are the same people who have ridiculed and mocked the American people for just about too long, don't you think? And now it is our time to put them on trial. It is our time to be counted, not ridiculed. It's our time to be heard. And no one, I really think, other than Donald Trump could have done this. And looking back on this race and looking back at what's happened in this country, no one really had the courage, the guts, the bravado, the steely resolve to do it. But he did it. And isn't it great that we have men and women who will put their country before themselves, who will do this for us? The so-called elites have been wrong about global trade. They've been wrong about open borders. They've been wrong about Obamacare. They've been wrong about what people of faith would tolerate. They've been wrong about dehumanizing the unborn, even the elderly. They have been wrong on foreign policy. They were wrong in how they committed our troops to far-flung nations that really weren't quite ready for us. They have been wrong for about 20 years. And now we are here tonight, not just for one man. As he said last night, the night before, this isn't about him. This is about you. This is about all of you. This is a government of, for, and by the people. It's not a government of the incompetents for the donors. Oh no. This is a government for you, designed to work for you, not against you. You are not the enemy of the government. They work for you, not the other way around. Donald Trump has put up with a lot over the last 18 months, and as he said in Minneapolis today, it has been a great privilege for him to travel this country, to learn more about the country, and to fall in love with America all over again. We love our country. We love our Second Amendment. You're not going to take that away from us. We love our First Amendment rights, the freedom of speech, the freedom of the press. Oh, it's okay. They're good guys and gals. They're learning slowly. Sometimes it takes people a little longer to learn. That's all right. Our freedom of religion, our freedom of worship. We respect all of our constitutional rights and we uphold them. The rule of law applies to all people, no matter how young, how old, where they come from, how rich they are, how connected they are, what their last name is. The law applies across the board, my friends. And Donald Trump is going to restore that rule of law at our border, against the drug lords, against the gangs, uphold the great work of our police and our first responders, respect our military. Respect our military for what they've done for us, what they'll do for us, and what they mean to us in our heart. We are here at almost midnight for one reason. We're taking back this country, my friends. And I will say to you tonight, as Ronald Reagan said in 1980, he said in 1980, the major issue of this campaign is the direct political, personal, and moral responsibility of the Democratic Party leadership in the White House and in the Congress for this unprecedented calamity which has befallen us in America. They tell us that they have done the most that can be humanly done. They say that the United States has had its day in the sun, that our nation has passed its zenith. They expect you to tell your children that the American people no longer have the will to cope with their problems, that the future will be one of sacrifice and few opportunities. My fellow citizens, said Ronald Reagan, I utterly reject that view. The American people, the most generous on earth, who created the highest standard of living, are not going to accept the notion that we can only make a better world for others by moving backwards ourselves. Those who believe we have no business leading this nation. As Ronald Reagan said, and as we believe here tonight, and as Donald J. Trump believes tonight as well, we will not stand by and watch this great country destroy itself under mediocre leadership that drifts from one crisis to the next, eroding our national will, eroding our national purpose. We have come together here because the American people deserve better from those to whom they entrust our nation's highest offices. And we stand united tonight in our resolve to do something about it. Donald Trump will be with us in a few moments. Thank you, everybody. Get out Tuesday. Virginia, this is for you. I want to take a video of all of you saying what you feel about this country. Are you ready? Let's go, Virginia.
All right, 36 hours to change history. We're almost there. And we need you out there. We are going to turn this state red, and we need your help. Look, I know you've been here a long time, so we're going to get this thing rolling. I want to bring out the president of Liberty University, Mr. Jerry Falwell, and we'll start ourselves rolling. All right, let's go, Virginia.
Hello. I'm here tonight for one reason only, is because so much is at stake in this election, the heart and the soul and the future of our country. So I'm here for my children, my grandchildren, and I'm so honored to be introducing Mr. Donald J. Trump tonight. You know, at stake in this election are the right to life, our religious liberties, the Second Amendment, and even the existence of the State of Israel. With Iran having a nuclear weapon, it's not guaranteed that that state will even survive. You know, I was so angry in the last debate when Hillary Clinton claimed that she supports the Second Amendment, because I know for a fact that when she appoints her Supreme Court justices, she will appoint justices who will tear the Second Amendment to shreds while she sits there and says, I favor the Second Amendment. So that's one of the things that angers me. Another is, how many of you have friends who are conservatives who are still naive enough to think that not voting or supporting a third-party candidate is going to do anything but help Hillary Clinton get elected? You have some? Please go home and try to convince them that they have to vote for Donald Trump. There's no other way to guarantee that Hillary is not our next president. I've heard it said that the Trump campaign has become a movement. Well, I think it's more than a movement. I think it's become a peaceful revolution. You know, I was so impressed by Mr. Donald Trump when I first met him 4 or 5 years ago. He's so personable. Every time I talk to him on the phone, when I call him on his cell phone, he answers. He talks for a long time. He treats everybody the same, he really is a champion of the common man, and he is an encourager. Every time I talk to him, he's the one praising me when I'm the one. Look what he's accomplished. And he's just that kind of person. He loves people. And because he loves people, I just had a feeling early on that he was going to come down on the right side of all the issues. My friend Tony Perkins said that there's 3 things that convinced him as a conservative that Donald Trump really is a true conservative. And those 3 things were, number 1, he chose Mike Pence as his running mate. Number 2, he's the first Republican candidate. Tony Perkins is on the committee that writes the platform for the Republican Party, has been since 2004. Donald Trump is the first Republican candidate since 2004 to not oppose any of the proposals that were suggested by conservatives to go into that platform. So we have the best platform, the most conservative platform that we've had in years. And the third thing was, of course, his list of Supreme Court justices. If we lose the Supreme Court, everything else is a moot point. Now, tomorrow morning, and one more thing. Donald Trump, his energy is boundless. This is the seventh event he's done like this today. As president, he'll be the most energetic and hardworking president this country has ever had. I can promise you that. Now, tomorrow morning, when you read, the headlines will say, Hillary Clinton exonerated an email scandal. Do not believe it. It's not true. The the Clinton Foundation scandal, that investigation, that the FBI will not confirm or deny whether it's continuing. She's not been exonerated of anything. The Justice Department forced Jim Comey, in my opinion, to come out and say, we're right where we were in July on the email server, but said nothing about the foundation scandal. And as an attorney, I can tell you, the crimes committed with the Clinton Foundation and the pay for play and all the rotten deals, much more serious criminally than anything to do with the email server. I couldn't agree more. But Donald Trump, I just can't say enough good things about him. He, you know, back in January, I traveled with him. My family did in Iowa. We rode on the big plane, and we thought, oh no, we're gonna, you know, we're from rural Virginia. We're gonna be like the Beverly Hillbillies on this plane. There's gonna be champagne and caviar, and we're not gonna know how to act. But we got on the plane. He sat across from us, and he served us Wendy's cheeseburgers, French fries, and there was no help, you know, helping him do that. He was the one up walking around the plane waiting on us. He is truly America's blue-collar billionaire. And come Wednesday morning, this election is going to become known as Trexit, because all the polls are going the other way like they were in Great Britain, but then all of a sudden, surprise. I think that's what's going to happen. Instead of Brexit, let's call it Trexit. Please, it's my great honor and privilege to welcome Mr. Donald J. Trump.
What a day. It's like a marathon. This is a marathon. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is a marathon today. We're not playing games, right? Hillary right now is fast asleep. She's sleeping so beautifully. She's sleeping beautifully. So we started off in Colorado, Iowa, Minnesota. And I did this. And we have the greatest people in the world in this country. So we go Colorado, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, tremendous crowds everywhere. Pennsylvania, Virginia. I love Virginia. And then from here I go to Florida, but I don't speak tonight. I speak early tomorrow morning. So in other words, I have a rest. What time is it? We'll call this the midnight special speech. Right? And you have all of the dishonest reporters. I have to give them credit. They followed me around all over the place. They're exhausted. Look at that. See the cameras? They're sagging. Cameras are sagging. And they just said, could you delay it a little while? Because they got, you know, a little delayed because their plane isn't quite as fast. So I said, let's start without them. Right? Now, they're all set. They're all set. On November 8th, we are going to win the great state of Virginia. And we are going to win back the White House, and we are going to do it. This election will decide whether we're ruled by a corrupt political class or whether we are ruled by yourselves, the people. It's going to be the people. I'm not a politician. My only special interest is you. You know, I used to be on the other side, folks, in case you hadn't heard. I think I know more about the other side than almost anybody. But I love the country. I just love this country. And our country was going bad. Our country was going bad. You look at the Iran deal. You look at our borders. You look at the fact that we're not funding our military properly. We have depleted military, the greatest people on earth, but it's depleted. So many different things. And I said, you know what? We're going to do this. And on June 16th of last year, we did it. And now look, we're just about right up to the finish line. I really call it, you know, because that's the finish. But the work begins, right? The work begins. And we will make America great again, believe me. Real change begins with immediately repealing and replacing Obamacare. And speaking of great care, Jerry Falwell Jr. has been unbelievable. Unbelievable. What an unbelievable family. Becky, the children. What an unbelievable guy. Liberty University. What an unbelievable group of people. So I want to thank you. I want to thank Laura. Where's Laura? Laura Ingram. Incredible. Talented. Unbelievable person. And General, where's our general? Yeah, General Kellogg. This is not a general that will say when they go in for Mosul, we will be going into Mosul in 4 months. We will. Get ready, everybody. We're going to come in about 4 months. Then 3 months, then 2 months. You heard about that, Laura, right? Never ends, never ends. By the time they go in, everyone's gone, except for the ones that fight, and they're fighting hard. They've been given a lot of notice. You would do it my way, General, right? You agree with me, right? Like, you know, the element of surprise, you like that, right? When we're fighting, we go the element of surprise. It's just been announced that the residents of Virginia are going to experience a massive double-digit premium hike on Obamacare. It's a big number, folks. I'm not going to tell you what the number is because I want you to leave happy. But it's a big number. But it's not going to matter because we're going to repeal it and replace it. Much less expensive and much better. In the great state of Arizona, premiums are going up more than 116%. I just left there. They are not happy about Obamacare. In fact, my poll numbers are going through the roof. I think it might be Obamacare, to be honest with you. Over half of the counties in Virginia are losing Obamacare insurers next year. Premiums are surging. Companies are leaving. Insurers are fleeing. Doctors are quitting. And deductibles are going through the roof. Speaking about going through the roof, we got about 8,000 people outside. I hope they... It's unbelievable. The response is just, you know, it's almost like a response to common sense. It's much more complicated than that, but it's sort of like a response to common sense, right? Yet Hillary Clinton wants to double down on Obamacare, making it even more expensive than it is right now, which is hard to believe. I'm asking for your vote so we can together repeal and replace Obamacare and save health care for every family in Virginia and the United States. We're going to save it. Real change also means restoring honesty to our government. Hillary Clinton is the most corrupt person ever to seek the office of the presidency of the United States. She bleached and deleted 33,000 emails after receiving a congressional subpoena. And you heard about today. You heard about today. But right now, she's being protected by a totally rigged system. I've been talking about the rigged system, folks. I understand the rigged system. I understand. This is a rigged system. This is a rigged system. Hillary Clinton is guilty. She knows it. The FBI knows it. The people, the FBI, they know it's, I think it's very embarrassing to them. And now it's up to the American people to deliver the justice. Yeah, we have a very obnoxious young lady here. That's all right. You even find them at 12 o'clock in the evening. It's unbelievable. It's up to the American people to deliver justice at the ballot box and on November 8th. But you have to get out and you have to vote. Your governor has illegally given voting rights to 60,000 felons. He's letting criminals cancel out the votes of law-abiding citizens. You have to get everyone you know to the polls. We are going to win. We are going to have one of the great victories of all time. Of all time. This is going to be Brexit times 50. This is going to be... Are we looking forward to like Tuesday evening? You know, a lot of good polls, I tell you, I watched today and I'm looking at some of these anchors and they go, oh, they handed New Hampshire, we're doing great in New Hampshire. They hand, oh, look at this. Oh, they were thrilled. We're up in New Hampshire. We're up in Iowa. We're up in Ohio. I think we're up in Colorado. We're doing really very well in Nevada, believe me. We're doing very well. Big concerted effort over there. You know, Broken Harry Reid is working hard. Broken Harry. He is a broken, but I think we're doing very well there. Doing really well in North Carolina. I hear we're going to do very well in the state of Virginia, you know? I hear. We're winning Florida. We're winning Florida. And I think we're doing very well in Pennsylvania. I mean, we're just doing well. We're just doing well. And these people back there, now they're a little dreary because we've been doing this all day long, but these people back there, they don't know what the hell is going on. This is not supposed to be happening. My contract with the American voter begins, I don't mind you doing it, among the most dishonest people on earth, believe me. My contract with the American voter begins with a plan to end government corruption and take our country back from the special interests. I want the entire corrupt Washington establishment to hear the words we were all about to say, all of us together. You know that phrase that I thought was very hokey? Guess what? Now we like it. It's caught on. When we win on November 8th, we are going to drain the swamp. At the core of my contract is my plan to bring back our jobs. Virginia, which is hard to believe, I have a lot of property in Virginia, great property. You know the property, Potomac Falls and Loudoun County and Trump Vineyards, great places. Virginia has lost almost 40% of its manufacturing jobs since NAFTA, a deal signed by Bill Clinton and supported by his wife, Crooked Hillary. America has lost 70,000 factories since China entered the World Trade Organization. You know that
another Bill and Hillary-backed disaster. We are living through the greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. A Trump administration will stop the jobs from leaving America, and we will stop the jobs from leaving Virginia. That I can tell you.
We will renegotiate NAFTA, stand up to foreign cheating, and fight for every last American job. As part of our plan to bring back jobs, we are going to lower taxes on American business from 35% to 15%. And we will massively cut taxes for the middle class. The middle class has not been treated well, and Hillary Clinton, by the way, is going to be raising taxes big league. Big league. You know that. You've seen it. We're the highest tax nation in the world. She wants to raise your taxes. We will unleash the power of American energy, including shale, oil, natural gas, and clean coal, and we will put our miners back to work. We will put our steel workers back to work. We will cancel billions of dollars in global warming payments to the United Nations. We don't even know what they do with it. And use that money to invest in our own country. And by the way, when it comes to that, we want crystal clear and clean water. We want beautifully clean air. And we want safety. The rest of it we'll put back into rebuilding the environmental infrastructure of our country, right? We're sending all of these billions and billions and billions of dollars away. You can imagine what's happening to that money. Nobody has any idea. We will also rebuild our inner cities. Our inner cities are so sad. African American community, Hispanic community, not fair. The inner cities, you can't walk to the store for a loaf of bread. You get shot. You get shot. Worse in many cases than war zones. You look at some of these war zones that we see every night on television. No education, no jobs. We are going to fix the inner cities. We are going to fix the inner cities. We're going to help. We're going to help. And you know the expression I've been using. What the hell do you have to lose? Because the Democrats have run them into the ground. They've run the inner cities into the ground. They come around every 4 years, give me your vote. They get the vote, and then they say, see you in another 4 years. We're going to do a great job. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix the inner cities. And you watch. We're going to put jobs. We're going to have good education. We're going to have safety. And I think it's going to be something very special. We will become a rich nation again. But to be a rich nation, we must also be a safe nation. Hillary Clinton wants think about this one. She wants a 550% increase. And this is over the tremendous number of people coming in now, of the Syrian refugees pouring into our country, and virtually unlimited immigration from the most egregious and dangerous regions of the... Oh, don't worry about it. We're going to build the wall, folks. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. We're going to build the wall. It may be almost 1 o'clock in the morning, but I guarantee we're going to build that wall. Okay? Only in Virginia. Only in Virginia can this be happening. Only in Virginia. See, I can say that because I live here a lot and I stay there and I love it. I have the greatest employees too, the greatest people. And they like me. They like me. I like them. Oh, there's some of them. So she's going to allow a tremendous inflow of Syrians pouring into the country. And we can't do that. Her plan will import generations of terrorism, extremism, and radicalism into your schools and all throughout your communities. When I'm elected president, we will suspend the Syrian refugee program. And we will keep radical Islamic terrorists
the hell out of our country. Going to keep them out. We'll help them with safe havens, and we'll get the Gulf states to pay, but we're keeping them out. You look at what's happening with Germany. You look at what's happening with France. You look at what's happening. It's a mess. We have enough problems in our country right now, folks. A Trump administration will also secure and defend the borders of the United States. And as per this young man, again, we will build a great wall, and Mexico will pay for the wall. We've got to stop the drugs from pouring into this country and poisoning our youth and plenty of others. And it's a tremendous epidemic like we've never had before. You see what's happening. So we're going to build a wall. We're going to stop the drugs. We're going to have people come into our country, but they're going to come in legally through a very good and modern process. They're going to come in legally. And we're going to be happy to have them. And they're going to be happy to be here. And they're going to love our country and our values and our people. Hillary supports totally open borders. There goes your country. And strongly supports sanctuary cities like San Francisco, where Kate Steinle was murdered by an illegal immigrant, deported at least 5 times. Thousands of Americans would be alive today if not for the open border policies of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Violent criminal cartels are spreading into all 50 of our states and spreading all across Virginia. You know about them. More than 90% of those arrested are here illegally. In Manassas, an illegal immigrant recently killed 3 and wounded 3 in a shooting spree. The illegal immigrant first shot and killed Brenda Ashcraft, who rented a room to him, and then shot and killed her son, William. After shooting 2 other residents of the house, he ran to a nearby house where he shot and killed his friend and slashed violently a 77-year-old landlady with a knife. The illegal immigrant killer had been ordered deported 5 years earlier, and everybody that knew him said he was violent. Please, please get him out of the country or put him in prison, incarcerate him. But the Obama administration didn't want to act. Last year in nearby Sterling, 17-year-old Danny Centeno Miranda was walking his school bus to the bus when he was shot twice in the back by an illegal immigrant. The murderer entered the United States illegally in 2013, was released by the Obama administration, and then murdered Danny. Everybody that knew this person, this murderer, said, please incarcerate him. He's very dangerous and very violent. A Trump administration will end this nightmare of violence immediately. Immediately. We will cancel all federal funding of sanctuary cities. We will stop illegal immigration, deport all criminal aliens, and dismantle every last criminal gang and cartel threatening our citizens. They're all over. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Weakness. You know what it's called? It's called weakness. We will also repeal, that's true, a lot of political hacks, I have to say. You're right about that. We will also repeal the Obama-Clinton defense sequester, and we will rebuild our badly depleted military. We have no choice. We have to. We have to. We will build new ships and submarines at Norfolk Naval Shipyard. And new modern aircraft will fly from places like Langley Air Force Base. You know, our fighter jets are 19 and 20 years old. Some are so old you can't even get parts from. This is what our great pilots are flying right now. You can't even get parts. They take them from the plane graveyards and museums. Can't get parts. It's not going to happen anymore, folks, believe me. Our new foreign policy is going to put America first. America first. To all Americans, I say it is time for change and it is time for new leadership. It's time. It's time. Just think about what we can accomplish in the first 100 days of a Trump administration. We're going to have the biggest tax cut since Ronald Reagan. And Hillary wants to raise your taxes, as I said. We're going to eliminate every unnecessary job-killing regulation. We will cancel every illegal Obama executive order. We will protect religious liberty. Do you hear that, Jerry Falwell? Wherever you are, Jerry Falwell. Protect religious liberty, so important. Rebuild our military and take care of our great veterans who have not been taken care of. The Veterans Administration is a disaster. We'll take care of our veterans, folks. It's time. We're going to provide school choice and put an end to Common Core. We're bringing our education local. And we will support the great men and women of law enforcement. We will save our Second Amendment. You know, the NRA gave me their earliest endorsement. These are great people. Wayne and Chris and all of them, these are people that love our country, believe me. But they endorsed me very early, earliest they've ever given. And we are going to save our Second Amendment and appoint justices to the Supreme Court of the United States who will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. It is time to cut our ties with the failed politicians of the past. Hillary Clinton is the candidate of yesterday. You know, she's been doing this for 30 years and failing all over the place, folks. Look at what she's done. Everything she touches turns bad. We are the movement of the future. And there has never been, you can speak to Laura, you can speak to any, there has never been a movement like that. What we're doing in the history of this country. Some people say, some of these people say, some of these people who are not exactly thrilled with me say that it's the single greatest political phenomena they've ever seen. This is a big crowd, but everywhere there's big crowds. Everywhere there are big crowds. People want it to end, and we cannot have 4 more years of Barack Obama. And I think she'll be worse. I actually think that Hillary will be worse. We're fighting for every community whose jobs and dreams have been ripped out and shipped out to other countries. We're fighting for every American who believe government should serve the people, not the donors and not the special interests. Once more, we will have a government of, by, and for the people. True. I'm asking you to dream big, because with your vote, in just, now I actually have to say one day, you believe it? Yeah. One day. One day. One day, I can't believe it. June 16th of last year, we started with 17 very smart people. Some smarter than others, in all fairness. Great people, mostly endorsing us. Ben Carson's been so active, been so good. So many great people, but one by one, and they said, Donald Trump, you know, he has no experience at this stuff. He's going against governors and senators. I said, yeah, but we all sort of know how to win, right? Right? And one by one, boom, 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 17, 16, 12, 10, 8. And everyone's saying, what's going on there? This is very strange. Anyway, we ended up getting the most votes in the history of the Republican primary system by far. By far. And won many, 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 many states. And now we're down to one seriously flawed candidate who's resting, building up her strength. You know, in the debates, they kept saying she is under debate prep. I kept sort of looking. I said, man, that's a lot of debate prep. That's been going on. Do you understand that? That's been going on for, I mean, like a week and a half of debate prep. She's been doing this stuff for like 35 years. Debate prep. It wasn't true. It was just a way that she could rest and sleep a little bit more. She wasn't debate prepping. And by the way, who won the debates? Who? Yeah, we did. And you know, it was only after that last debate that our numbers started shooting up like a rocket ship. People don't realize that. Take a look. It was after the last debate that our numbers, because about 4 weeks ago they were saying Trump looks like he could be having a problem. We had the debate, and then look at the numbers. And now you look at the states and you look at the polls, and they are not happy. They are not. We're going to have such an exciting night on Tuesday night. So we're one day away from the change you've been waiting for your entire life. You got to get out and vote. Get out and vote. We got a rigged system, folks. Get out and vote. Be very careful and get out there, because together we will make America wealthy and prosperous again. We will make America strong again, like the people that are here at 1 o'clock in the morning. Strong. Strong people. Strong people. And all those thousands outside. Strong people. I admire the people here. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.